I'm there. This is Chicago for Secret Service Survival.
Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
Friends here. Y'all,
because you have to understand that self-defense is a serious business. We do carry forces, defense forces. Make the difference.
one of the tactics that would increase or decrease
in the two-way community.
All right, y'all introduce yourself.
Let's go. Give him 100.
Johnny You already know what it is. I saw that, and I've done my share. I'm about to put yours up here too. Look at this one. My comment is,
I want.
hey, you'll be back. Hey.
But no, so Marquise Moreno pieces.
WTF. WTF. Right? What's going on, y'all? Instructor Mike. Hope all is well. Man, here we go again. What are we on? Thoughts and prayers again. Thoughts and prayers again. Really? Is that what we're doing? Do me a favor. Go on ahead and share this, like this, get the likes up. Please, please, please. What's going on? This is Instructor Mike, back with another episode of Trigger with Instructor Mike. I am your host, Instructor Mike. I've invited their friends. If they decide to come up, cool. It's been very busy. Thanksgiving is tomorrow. People are with families, all that great stuff. Who knew that we are back at this again? Who knew that we are back at this again? We are back at this again. This is very sad. This is very sad indeed. First of all, I want to give a shout out. I'm going to start to look in the comments and stuff like that. Angel, what's going on? You're curious as to what's going on. We are talking about the active shooting situation that took place in Chesapeake, Virginia. We're going to talk about that. What's going on, Tristan? We're also going to talk about the situation that took place in Chicago with the woman who she was going to be carjacked. In fact, that was about to happen. She had her concealed carry license. Still hadn't found out who she is yet. She had her concealed carry license, shot the carjacker, and then something else happened. Is that something you should do? We'll talk about that. Okay? What's going on, Joe? Said I haven't been around for a while. Yeah, I've been around. I've just been doing other things. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. Catherine, when and where is my question? Yes, I've been in the dark. We'll talk about that too. Calvin Carbine, always a favorite here in the show. Absolutely. James, what's going on? Melissa, Eric, Catherine. All right, what's going on? Cece, hey, what's going on? You said I used to shop at that store, right? System creating broken people. That's my point. That's my point. That is my point. What's going on, Catherine? How are you? Go on ahead and take a minute to like, share. Do me a favor. Hey, you want to come up tonight? Do me a favor. If you are watching this, do me a favor. Just get the likes up. You said he's been around. We've been on the other channel. Yes, Dad, I wish I knew. We were just talking about the situation. How many of you all seen the video of the father who smacked the boy who was toting guns in one of his Facebook lives? In fact, or Instagram, he got a hold of his father's pistol, and in getting a hold of his father's pistol, what happened? He ended up playing around toting the guns. Father had an hour-long conversation with him, smacked him, and all we saw this happen in July. All we saw was that video. All we saw was that video. Hey, what's going on, Maria? All we saw was that video of the young boy being smacked. Well, I had a chance to talk to him on my TikTok page. Those of you all who don't follow me there, it's all good. Love you. Yes, Mike said it. Yes, Mike said it. Okay. That's the TikTok. Hey, what's going on, Mo? What's going on? What's going on? T. Marie Lloyd. Yes, what's going on? All right. So we are going to go on ahead and get into Tamika. Yes, yes, yes. We've gotten to a point where we have to wonder if a work meeting will be just that, a work meeting. What this manager has done is terrible. Shouts out to Sh00ts. What's going on? Friend of the show. All of you all are friends of the show. Appreciate it, appreciate it, appreciate it. Let's go on ahead and dive right into it. So, because of copyright issues, matter of fact, this page isn't monetized. Screw that. If you all do want to support, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. $5 gets a child a book. So I'm going to go on ahead and go to that. Yeah, very, very sad. I got 116 people watching. Do me a favor, please. Can you get the likes up? Can you get the likes up?
Good evening. We keep it.
Yeah, we're going to go on ahead and I'm going to use this NBC thing from NBC Nightly News, and we will talk about it. Sorry about that. Let me just get this going. It is something when you do have to do your own show, and I absolutely love it. I really, really do. Hey, what's going on? Rudra Patel, what's going on? Haven't seen your name here before, but you are more than welcome. More than welcome. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. Let me make sure it's on right so that you all can see. Yep, there we go. There we go. We're going to talk about it. Please sign off in the comments, and I'm going to drop the link to see what you all think about this. Here we go.
Standing in the same place, don't we? Mourning victims who could have been any of us, scratching our heads over possible motives, and reciting the growing list, all those places where mass violence has snuffed out or threatened to take innocent lives. Tonight, just days after the Colorado Springs attack, we are absorbing details of the latest horrific mass shooting in this country. 6 people at a Chesapeake, Virginia Walmart shot to death by a longtime store employee who opened fire with a handgun. Several others were wounded. A survivor saying the attack in an employee break room was preceded by the gunman's laughter. A 31-year-old took his own life before police arrived. The killer, described by a senior law enforcement official as a disgruntled employee. But what that means as to a specific motive is unclear. In a statement, President Biden speaking what many are thinking tonight. There are now even more tables across the country that will have empty seats this Thanksgiving. NBC's Cal Perry is in Chesapeake with the latest.
Tragedy in Chesapeake, Virginia.
How many medics do we have left in the city right now? Currently 6 medics available. Go ahead and dispatch all of them.
911 receiving its first call to the Walmart Supercenter at 10:12 p.m. Officers arriving within 2 minutes.
We got a whole scene out here, brother. It's crazy out here right now. They everywhere.
The 31-year-old shooter, who police say worked at the store since 2010, came armed with a handgun and multiple magazines. One senior law enforcement official tells NBC News he was a disgruntled employee.
I literally was frozen. I just stood there. I literally could be dead right now. It didn't kick in until I looked at my coworker and she was bleeding out of her neck.
6 people were killed, ranging in age from 16 to 70. At least 4 others were wounded before the shooter turned the gun on himself.
The investigation's still ongoing. We'll be processing that scene for days.
The most important thing we need to do is come around families and support them. It's unimaginable what they're dealing with today.
24-year-old Jalen Jones had been working at the Walmart for about a year. He's recovering at a nearby hospital.
He knew he was being shot. He made it to the front of the store. And then when he made it to the front of the store, he was shot again. I have to live with that now.
28-year-old Jessie says it was just her 5th day on the job.
I saw a lot of bad things that happened to really good people, and I didn't understand it. And it didn't feel real.
She says she was in the break room when the shooter came in laughing and started firing.
He got the gun pointed at me, and he looks at me, and he puts the gun up in the air, and all he says is, "Jesse, go home." I ran. I didn't look back. I didn't want to look back.
Do you know why he let you go, Jesse? Do you have any idea?
No, I don't.
So far, there's no word on motive, and it's unclear if the victims were targeted. Authorities today cordoned off this vehicle in the parking lot, saying it's a vehicle of interest.
It's heartbreaking.
Chesapeake, Virginia. Just the latest community left grappling with yet another senseless shooting.
It was just 2 days ago that I was contacting one of my colleagues at Colorado Springs, wishing her well and checking in to see how she was doing after she had just taken care of shooting victims. So it's very disheartening that now I'm in the same position with my colleagues from across the country checking in on me.
Cal, what are investigators focusing on right now?
Lester, investigators are focused on any connection they can find between the victims and the shooter. For example, if any of the victims worked with the shooter, that could go a long way in finding a motive.
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Those of you all who have followed me, you said, is this really live right now? Yeah, it's really live. Yeah, it's really live. Like, hey, welcome, Sean. By the way, 124 people are watching on YouTube. If you would be so kind to smash that like button, not that we like what took place. No, that's not what that does. When you smash that like button, it shows the algorithm that this is a conversation that is wanted, a conversation that is needed, because we need to have this conversation. And this conversation is going to touch on not just small aspects of mental health, but I'm going to provide some solutions here that you all have heard me say this before. And you've heard me be on Fox 32 News in the Robert Cremo situation, News Nation in the Robert Cremo situation, other active shootings and shooting situations that have taken place before. And it's like the road less traveled. Right now, they haven't issued any kind of statement other than stating he was a disgruntled employee. And that's what they're going to paint him as a disgruntled employee. I do find it rather troubling that JB, you know who JB is, not JFB, our friend here, but I find it rather troubling that 46, JB, okay, is speaking on this situation, but had nothing to say about the situation in St. Louis where a black kid sat there and shot up one other classmate and a teacher. Nothing to say. Then had another shooting situation where there was another black person who committed an active shooting. Nothing to say. At the University of, what was it? Wasn't it the University of Virginia? Wasn't it the University of Virginia, if I believe? The football players? Wasn't it that? Nothing to say. Three black players and the shooter being black? Nothing to say. In Virginia. Now, we have this Walmart workplace violence. And those of you all who have followed me, you've heard me state this before, that the United States Secret Service has done a study with violenceproject.org, and they listed four, I say again, 4 things that cause these active shootings to occur after they have studied mass shooters. 1, childhood trauma. Now, I know that's a subject a lot of you don't want to talk about, but it's worthy of talking about. I'm going to read the comments in a minute. Your comments matter. Please keep them coming. Childhood trauma. Number 2, a recent trigger point. Okay, that's it. It's enough. Let's go. 3, study of recent or previous active shootings. And then 4, access to guns. The one thing they love to attack is the gun. But they don't want to attack the other 3. I need you on this Thanksgiving Eve. I need you right now, everybody who is watching this and who will watch this. If you have children, I need you to set aside your ego. And I would love it if you sit your adult and teenage or sit them down, talk to them, listen to them, Let them tell you the truth of where you might have hurt them. Don't put your ego in it. I don't want you to feel bad about yourself, but talk to them. I don't care if it takes all day. If you got to come back to them, talk to them. Why do I say this? A lot of us have hurt people and don't even know it. Some people have hurt people and you do know it. You need to talk to your children. And you need to work on healing from your trauma and apologizing after hearing them from the trauma that you might have inflicted upon them. And we need to start working together. Family matters. See, a lot of this stuff is going to get blamed on mental health. They are going to paint a bad picture about him. Why? They have to. But there are things that you can do right now to talk to your children, both child, teenage, and adult, and do the work to heal. You are not the problem. Your child is not the problem. The trauma is the problem. And that's what you all need to work together and try to fix. They're going to say he should have been in a mental hospital. They're going to say he should have taken therapy, when all the mental health that this person could have needed was your love, your attention, and for you to heal from your trauma, because like it or not, your trauma has gone unrecognized too. I know it's a struggle for you to parent. Some of you are single parents and having to do it by yourself while the father gets to be free. Trust me, I've heard all of the stories. But that doesn't mean your trauma doesn't matter. That doesn't mean the hurt you've been through doesn't matter. And that's the problem. Their trauma doesn't matter. Your trauma doesn't matter. I've done the best I could. Why should I care? Put them on me. You heard what happened in the Darrell Brooks situation. Mama is sitting there and saying he needs mental health, but she's not taking any accountability for what she may have contributed and the trauma she went through that continues the cycle. Talk to your children. Talk to them. That's the road not traveled. That's the least thing that we are talking about. Because politicians aren't going to tell you that there are some things that you might need to heal because they need your vote. I don't need your vote. I need you to sit your adult children down. Why do I say adult children? Because they could still be stuck in that trauma in the mind. Their body will continue to grow, but the mind is still stuck in that trauma. If you really want some change to happen, let's start having that conversation. Now I'm going to go through and read the comments because that stuff matters. Your comments and your opinion matters. And I'm going to drop the link. I want you to come up. We are also going to talk about this Chicago carjacking. Okay, that's definitely something to talk about. You said it's society. You said, I agree. They see violence. They love violence. Joe says, not everyone has a family. Unfortunately, a huge issue in the Black and brown community. The love is coming from video games and gangs. How can we help these young people who lack positive role models? That's a wonderful question. Just like these parents telling their kids, you ain't gonna get nothing for Christmas, blah, blah, blah. Yes, Jim, there are a bunch of Instagram and TikTok and Facebook videos where parents are filming their children while the sound is playing, and they're posting it online saying, you ain't gonna get nothing for Christmas. You ain't gonna get this. You ain't gonna get this because you don't clean your room, because you're bad, because you're this, because you're that. When do we get to One, hold these parents accountable without making them feel guilty for their trauma, because their trauma could be motivating the behavior. When do we get to do that? When do we get to do that? Well, I don't think that social media is the problem. And let me tell you why social media isn't the problem. Social media, in my opinion, isn't the problem because social media is the only outlet that is saving the majority of these people, because social media connects oh my God, social media, I can't even say comedian, you know what I'm saying? Social media connects the forgotten to people like me and others like or greater than me, who is willing to reach out and speak to them, and we hear them. Social media is probably the only thing that some of these people look forward to. They religiously follow people who get them. We are so busy ostracizing the nerds and the social deviants and the goth and the people who fit an alternative lifestyle that we don't consider to be acceptable. Social media is the only thing that is saving some of these people. In fact, a great percentage of these people, I really don't care if you believe what I'm saying. I don't care. Jack, the brain is fully developed for young men until they are in their 30s. If you are an adult, just think of how immature you were as a child. Then imagine growing up in this mad world. They have this outlet that listens. And then once they get these ideas, it's too late. But there's a bunch of people who listen to people who put out inspirational messages, and it actually saves them. You said social media has a lot of people losing their minds because they're trying to live up to unrealistic standards. Can somebody please tell me, let's drop this in the comments, tell me one thing positive you've gained from social media. You all spend so much time thinking negative. Tell me one thing you got positively from social media. Because we think of all the negative stuff we get from social media, when some of you are capping, some of you are lying, some of you know you live for validation as all humans do, and you look forward to the conversations because you can't have a conversation with nobody else around you. Don't you cap? Absolutely. Everybody here watching me, come on now. You're watching. This is the conversation. Come on now, I appreciate it, but don't cap. Don't cap. Social media got me out of the hood. Thank you, Gary. Got my CDL from watching it on YouTube. Come on now. Come on, a lot of y'all are lying. You're lying through your teeth. You're lying through your teeth. Found about you. Found out about you from World Star. Right? Here he is. It's entertainment. What I am like nothing like when I was younger. I was so immature and violent. When I was a young Marine, I wanted to blank people in war. But now I understand wars are fought for money. There's a lot of information. Learn to start a fire from scratch. Right? You're saying so. This sounds like somebody. All right, I'm not going to even. Yo, Adrian, you're going to stay in the room, but I'm going to give your comments, put your comments off to the side. Because you sound like somebody. We'll leave it there. Nope, we'll leave it there. You said COVID deaths could have added to his personal trauma. Absolutely. Here we go. We have to communicate. And then you said, no, you got to go now. I'm glad I saw what I saw. I'm glad I went back to your comment. Yeah, you earned this one. I had to put you in gone land. I told you my block game is very strong. I'm glad I went and found his comment. He's done. Moving on. You said, why is everybody a victim? Gone with the kale. I don't know. But the only way to get people out of this victim mindset, right, is one, you got to recognize the trauma that's in you. Identify the problem. Understand the problem. Analyze possible solutions. Make a plan. Follow the plan. Evaluate the results. But if you don't understand the problem, if you don't understand the trauma, see, it's easy to label someone a victim. It's easy to do that. But who's trying to help? I'm curious. Who's trying to help? Yeah, this is the same shooting in Chesapeake Bay. Bad B for Life says social media isn't what's wrong with the world. It's the parents not teaching their kids the right way. Back in the day, this wouldn't be happening. To an extent, but I agree with you. We all have troubles, things that have scared us. We have to help teach our children how to deal with those troubles to be able to grow from them. Absolutely. I'm going to drop the link and I'm going to invite you all up. If you want to talk about this, you're more than welcome. I'm going to drop the link. You're more than welcome to come up. There's a conversation that needs to be had. Needs to be had. What are some other solutions you think? Because, of course, they're going to come for the pew-pews. You already know that. What are some other solutions you think needs to be done to address these active shooting situations? I was in Walmart in Middletown, Delaware, 2 hours from Virginia, and that's when I heard about the shooting, and my heart just dropped. Carlos Atempa. You said more pew-pews. You in Virginia, they're allowed to carry. What happened? And it happened so fast in the break room, that's in the back. Right? The break room is in the back. So I would imagine none of those employees were allowed to carry as a matter of company policy. And even if they could carry, see, this is part of the problems. Did I drop the link? Yeah, I did. This is part of the problem. There is no way, do you hear me? There's no way that you would have been able to respond fast if you didn't expect it to happen. How would you have responded? Now, there are police in certain Walmarts. There are security in certain Walmarts who are armed. But if you're not in the break room, which is typically in the back, how would you have stopped it? How would you have stopped it? How would you have stopped this from happening? Yo, and he didn't get his guns taken away from him. I'm just saying, how would you have stopped this from happening? You said, I'm lucky, did not live in America. Guys need help about the gun control. Love plan to stop the guns down. Thank you very much for your comment. Megan said you learned all about narcissistic relationships. Okay. Carlos, thank you. And you said, please don't forget about the LGBTQ club shooting. Yes. Man walks in with a rifle. Where was the security at the front door? Did you not learn? Come on now. Come on now. Did you not learn from the Orlando LGBTQ club shooting? I'm just saying. Did we not learn from that? Did we not learn from that? No security at the front door. Granted, when he came inside and did what he did, those inside did disarm him. Great job. Can we stop him before he gets inside? I am Ken Ross. What's going on, sir? Can we stop him before he gets inside? Carlos said it. No, we did not learn from the school shootings this year. Jem, I'm going to read your comment in a minute. Raymond, what's going on? But what could the security have done if they weren't armed but just bouncers? You're 1,000% correct. Oh, you are 1,000% correct. I don't disagree with you there. But just let's consider if they were armed. Because armed security can't go inside by law. But just imagine if they were armed. If they were armed and ready and paying attention, even with love, could they have stopped them? Could they have stopped them? He said, I was involved in a fist fight in Walmart once, and me and my opponent were tackled by big dudes. Maybe it's just local. Go with Kale. People are always going to kill people, so protect yourself, conceal carry. But, Kale, you're right. You're right. But this was in Walmart in the break room. I used to work off duty as a police officer in Walmart. I know where their break rooms are. Yeah, you'd have heard the shots. You see what I'm saying? Now, you all said they could have stopped. They couldn't have stopped him. Which one are we talking about, JFB? Are we talking about outside? Tell me how they couldn't have stopped him. You might know some facts that I don't know. So I'm willing to listen. His co-worker stated on CNN that something was wrong with him because of his talks about the government was after him. It's tough to stop because if he didn't commit a crime yet, yeah, I can see that. I can see that. To address the issues, it takes multiple solutions, not just one. Agreed. Agreed. William, what's going on? Your take, should it have been noticeable in his demeanor before the day? Hey, I don't know. Do we want a world? Those of you who follow me, you've known. And by the way, if you're in here, smash that like button. Share this if you don't mind. Those of you who followed me, you remember me talking about Immanuel Kant, right? Philosopher, the categorical imperative. So I submit to you this. Do we want to live in a world where strange looking behavior automatically gets you medicated, automatically gets you imprisoned in a psych ward, automatically gets your self-defense mechanisms taken away by the government? Do we want to live in that kind of world? And I submit to you this. A crazy person who is crazy and a sane person who's having a crazy moment can exhibit the same characteristics at that time. They can exhibit the same characteristics at that time. And given that it takes more time to understand the problem, understand the person, teach the person, talk to the person, relate to the person, or label the person, which one of these takes less time? Labeling the person. Which one takes less time and is easy to do? Labeling the person. It takes less time to label the person. It takes more time to understand the problem. JFB says, no, we shouldn't. I have a right to be phased off, but we as a people should know what's too far. Correct. I know what you mean. Pissed off. I read it exactly as you wrote it. Quick question. Do you think this shooter will be highlighted by name and exposed more than the Parkland shooter? That's a great question. Great question. I wouldn't be surprised because you know they're doing the search warrants and all that stuff now. So they're going to come out with a narrative. They're going to come out with a narrative. They have to. The president spoke on him. Even though the Parkland shooter did way worse. So that's why I kind of agree with everybody else who's saying nope, because the Parkland shooter did way worse. CC, a guy came in Old Navy and shot his girlfriend down. This was some years ago, but I believe he went in their break room as well. Where are we at as a society? Where are we at as a society? Remember I talked about Project Veteran Overwatch? Veteran-led, community-involved initiative to watch, assess, report, deny entry, stop threat. Remember I talked about that? Remember I talked about that? I wish it were a thing. I wish there were veterans who were willing to intercept people. What's up, Vinny? I wish there were veterans. That's a crazy beard in your picture in the back. Is that your daddy or is that you? who were willing to intercept people. D2 says, do we know if this person already showed signs of unsteady? I don't know. They still have yet to put that out. Still have yet to put that out. Yes. Yes, to answer your question, Carlos, yes. Hey, what's going on? Jeffrey, airport security measures. I'm just saying, remember, if you've ever seen me on TV, you've heard me say that this is not going to be the end until we start making normal conversations and conversations where people are willing to have these conversations and learn about their trauma. It's not going to stop. Sunshine Mel, before coming over here, I watched an interview with an employee from Walmart, and she stated he had a bad reputation as a manager. No one wanted to deal with him. So do we smell a lawsuit against Walmart? Do we smell a lawsuit against Walmart? That's a wonderful question, Gary. Oh, if you had the chance to speak to him, how would you have handled it? I would have tried to spend time with him if I had the ability to. I love talking to people. I do. And I would have used a lot of receptive listening to him, trying to help him analyze certain things, trying to help him so long as he was willing to see certain things. There are a lot of people who are not willing to spend the time with a person to try to find out what the problem is. But I'm used to doing that as a detective. Of course, the motive for that was beyond understanding. It was to get a conviction, so to speak. But I would have tried to understand him. Now, you said victim equals attention. You know, I find it troubling that you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But that's just the way it is when people overreact when toddlers have tantrums and when parents are trying to whip and psychologically and physiologically coerce that child to stop the tantrum instead of understanding that it's a push-pull struggle where the child is trying to separate themselves from the parent to gain a level of independence, and they're just going through a difficult time. And instead of understanding that, you want to control it. But it's best you learn about it, because when they become a teenager, they're going to get back to that same stage. In fact, there are a lot of adults whose bodies have grown, but the mind is still stuck somewhere in the past. And it's easy to talk about how someone is a victim and wanting attention when you're not wrong, but we don't take a time as a society, and I'm not saying you have to, because it's not your responsibility, but look at what happens when we don't. Remember I said some time ago, just say hi. Just say have a good day. Maybe say you matter. Well, some of you all are like, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do. You can't speak to people these days. That's not the point. The point is to say those things to a person, because that could be the thing that could cause them to turn their evil plan around and maybe realize they do have a purpose. They are here. They do exist. But the one thing we are good at as Americans, we are great at creating our own enemies, terrorists, narcissists, gaslighters, sociopaths. We are great at redistributing trauma. We're great at that. We don't even want to talk about it. We don't want to talk about it. Being nice is not just for that person first. Being nice could be for you. You heard me play some weeks ago the Dane Cook joke about being nice to Marcus. Who is Marcus? He may not be in shape, but he is shaped. He's like a consistent amoeba, right? No one talks to that guy. I talk to that guy. Here's a pocket protector. Heard you like pens. Heard you like this. Heard you like that. Here, you want some candy? Here. Why do I talk to that guy? For when he snaps that one day, boom, boom, boom. And then he sees me and says, thanks for the candy. Boom, bypasses you. Why? Because you've shown him kindness. You've shown him you care. Not just for him, but for you too. There are people who have evil plans, but we'd rather condemn them than give them just an ounce of we care. Knowing whole time, a lot of you watching are just one major life event from doing the same thing. One major life event. Just one. Just one. You said possibly why he let this one employee go home. Yes. Yes. Possibly why he let the one employee go home. Yes. You want to go home for the day? Sure. Let me let you do that. I don't know how many of you all paid attention to the sentencing phase. I'm going to get to your comment, Carlos, and then welcome Ruth to the stage. And if anybody else want to come up, I dropped the link. You're more than welcome to come up. But I don't know how many of you all paid attention to the Nicholas Cruz sentencing phase. Remember the time where there were witnesses, I believe one, who testified that he saw Nicholas Cruz and talked to Nicholas Cruz while he was in the school. Nicholas Cruz did not shoot him. Why didn't he shoot him? Because this guy was kind to Nicholas. You remember the Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold situation from Columbine. There were witnesses who stated that they saw them two. And Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold talked to that other person. Eric did not kill those two that they talked to. Didn't kill him. Why? Compassion, kindness. I didn't say fall in love with the guys, but we got to do better. Hey, Ruth, what's going on? Ruth.
Oh.
Ruth, hello.
No.
Yeah, I'm here. I hear you. You got Boost Mobile?
No.
You got to hold your hand up and turn to the side. Shake the phone 3 times and then you'll be able to talk. All right. Well, talk to me. Ruth, you're up. Go ahead.
I'm good.
Oh, did you have anything to say?
No. I'm just listening.
Oh, okay. All right. Alex, go ahead.
How we doing this evening?
How you doing?
No complaints, brother. No complaints.
What are your thoughts on this?
All of the violence stems from a root. I came up in the inner city. I'm from Compton and Watts. You know, did my best to stay out of the gang bang life. And I made it out. I was fortunate. Unfortunately, a lot of my, you know, my classmates and things of that nature didn't make it. You know, didn't make it to see 17, 18. But we all have choices. I own firearms. I don't blame the guns. It's not, in my you know, opinion, it's not the gun.
Ruth, mute your background. I hear your background. One of you all got background when you're talking. So if you're watching like YouTube and you're watching this, it's going to come through. Keep going, Alex.
Yeah, so, you know, everybody wants to, you know, blame the gun and, you know, it's, you know, America doesn't have enough gun control. I live in California. Some of the worst gun control laws ever, if you ask me. And it's not the gun. At the end of the day, it's not the gun. The gun is the tool that they're using to be destructive. But mentally or emotionally, there's something bigger that's fueling all of this, you know. My heart goes out to the families of the people lost at the club shooting and at Walmart. I'm a former Walmart employee myself. I agree. Walmart can do better. Walmart can put deterrents in place, you know, armed, you know, to at least have a buffer, you know, for its customers as well as its employees, you know. It's just sad what this world is coming to, bro.
Yeah, I definitely get you. I get you. But you know what? I think that in this situation, I don't know if there was really anything that Walmart could have done by virtue of policy, because one, we don't know how, if he came in the store with it, did he go back out to the car and get it and come back in? Because nothing that he would do would signal any, oh man, he's going to the trunk. He about to bring the blick. You know, it's nothing. He didn't.
Yeah.
What did he do that would have said, "Oh no"? You know what I'm saying? We look at that guy in his picture. He looks like any other dude, so we can't sit here and say, "Oh, he's got these menacing eyes and his eyeball is crossed," and now all of a sudden we know what?
Yeah.
So what's that look? What's that look? Last couple of comments, and then we're gonna go right to the Chicago situation. Here we go. You're welcome to stay up here, Alex. All right, another question. Do you think lawmakers, Richard is up on deck. Here we go. Your device is not connect. If you got Boost Mobile, you got to click your heels 3 times. Do that, and it's coming back on live. All right, here we go. Another question. Don't you think lawmakers are smart enough to realize that there are solutions to this? And I get it. It's not just a government issue. Well, you know what? I don't think they want it to end. I don't think they want it to end because, first of all, they can't talk about the voters needing to fix their trauma because they need the voters to vote for them. And the one thing you don't want to do is to point out the problems of the people you need. Just like if I need money, I'm not going to piss you off, right? So that's one thing. 2, it's not the government's job to legislate morality, even though they may try. It's not the government's job to legislate your family. Now, we talked about this last time, or maybe we didn't. I think we did on my other page. Dad, I wish I knew. Hope you all go over there and follow. Dad, I wish I knew. Okay? Like, subscribe. Yay. If you look at the political platform of the Democrats, Democrats.org, and you look on their PDF platform, they say very little about family values. But if you look at the Republican platform, they say a lot about family values and how the family is. Now, here we go. I'm not Republican or Democrat. I'm not conservative or liberal. I'm independent. It depends on the issue which way I will swing. So I would be known as a swing justice. But if the Republicans are saying they're for family and that it's center place to everything that is whatever you're going to be in life, which I wholeheartedly agree, and the Democrats are not having that in their platform, well, by God. So if we're talking about the Democrats wanting to address this issue as it relates to families, that's not on their platform. But gun control is definitely on their platform.
Number 1.
It's on their platform. So why would they want a major situation or situations to stop when that's their platform?
That's what they're trying to.
And this isn't this isn't an anti-democratic message. This is a 1 + 1 is 2. 2 + 2 is 4. 4 + 4 is more. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? I'm a CPS graduate, so I knew it was 8. But this is just putting math together. So they don't want it to stop. Just more thoughts and prayers. Ken, what are you talking about, Mike? They overturned Roe, and they're trying to make abortion illegal. Democrats rarely talk about restoring families. They are for taking guns and passing out money.
They should take prostate.
What does she say? She's like, baby, that's right. I'm tired of them out of facts.
She said they should say prostate is illegal.
Yeah, well. Oh my God. I'm just saying, right? Yeah, Carlos, go on ahead. You can jump in. You gotta unmute your mic though. You want me to unmute your mic for you, Carlos? You got a Nokia cell phone? Carlos said, you got a Nokia cell phone. You can't be on the live. You gotta text your, if you gotta text your answer. You trying to text your answer? Carlos, come on, man. You asked me to. I'm trying to give Carlos a chance. I'm running a live show here. Carlos, when okay, I see you unmuted. You ready, Carlos? Carlos, the Lord add a blessing to the reading of his word for the edification of our soul. ¿Qué hora es? I'm trying, man. Carlos, come on. Hey, Carlos. Carlos is having technical difficulties right now. We will continue with our show, and when Carlos is ready to come back up, we will gladly allow you to come back up because I know Carlos got something to say. He's like, Mike, that shit is not funny. Carlos, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Lo siento, por favor. Porque mi nueva estudiante en español. Lo siento. ¿Entiende? Muy estúpido. That just means I'm a new student in Spanish, so please forgive me. Okay? Okay. All right. Oh, you say your thing is acting up? There it is. I'm sorry, Carlos. When you come back, your microphone's acting up. Carlos, you can't be talking to me on your nighttime and weekend minutes. You might ruin the nighttime. That's an old 80s, 90s thing, nighttime and weekend minutes. But we are past what? We passed 9 o'clock. So your nighttime weekend minutes should be kicking in right now. Plus, it's a holiday. So all you got to go is go to the currency exchange and get you a Cellular One card. And when you get you a Cellular One card, then you'll be able to go on ahead and put your code in, and then it's going to re-up your minutes. And then when it re-ups your minutes, then you'll be able to talk. But you can only talk, like if you got 50 minutes, you can only talk 40 minutes. And then you got to save the 10 minutes for an emergency. That's old school. We just went back. Y'all know what we're talking about. I'm sorry. All right. Okay, it's all good. All right. Who was going to... Shit. I'm sorry. You got an iPhone? Well, no, that's just the phone. What's your plan? If you got US Cellular, man. All right, it's all good. But Carlos, go on ahead and put your comments in the thing, and we'll read them. Because Carlos, you've definitely been a contributor to the conversation. I'm just messing with you, Carlos. That's my running joke. That's my running joke. Oh, you got T-Mobile? You kind of got a Boost Mobile. That's just they cousins. They cousins. Look who said. Look, James said first incoming minute free from Prime Go. Oh no, he went all the way back. He went all the way back. Oh Lord. Oh my God. 1-800-CLLLCTT. On the phone talking about some had a baby, it's a boy. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, let's get to it. Oh, Lord. Okay, let's get back to it. All right, so we are going to talk about the situation in Chicago with the woman who was in a carjacking situation, who took out her firearm and shot him. Let's find out what happened. Here we go.
I'm G-Boy live in Calumet Heights. You can see behind me, Chicago police are still on the scene right now after an attempted carjacking overnight. We know all of this started just after 2 a.m. Ultimately, 2 people were shot. Police say a 23-year-old woman was sitting in her parked car when 4 guys who were armed tried to open her car door. The woman, who has a concealed carry license, shot one of the suspects in the head. He's now in the hospital in critical condition. The woman then got out of her car and tried to run away from the other suspects, but one of them shot her in the arm. She's also in the hospital in fair condition. Police tell us the 3 other suspects ran away from the scene. They're still searching for them. But again, that victim, the 23-year-old woman, she's in the hospital in fair condition. No other arrests at this time. We're live in Calumet Heights. Mugo Ojibwe, CBS 2 News.
So Here's the comments that I have regarding this. Now, I see some of you all saying, good for her, yay, Medgar, she shot. I bet you they'll know next time. I bet you they'll know next time what to do, what not to do, right? I bet you, I mean, what are your thoughts about that? Me, well, I want to read your comments first before I go into my commentary about it. Let me get the good little picture right there. Okay. Right? Well, I don't want that there. All right, good. There we go. What are your thoughts about that? You said, I hope she had insurance. Too bad the assailant made it through. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. What is that in relation to? CC said, if she was in the car, why didn't she drive away? She was cut off, so she couldn't drive away. Gone with Kale, with the Kale said, good for her. Ken says, is this what we want as a society? Wild West mentality. Crazy Mechanic said she made it, but she could have done better. I tend to agree. Jeffrey said, government facilities have employees checking for next. The law needs to change. They defunded police departments, so we're on our own to defend ourselves. Joe Cool says, we need more pew-pews out here. Then, how you like my lag? Yes, we do. Richard Young is coming to the stage in a minute. All right, hopefully it's good. Here we go. Miss Evans said, it's a material thing, yes, but she probably feared for her life. Hey, Miss Evans. Dale Jackson said she protected herself, didn't have to call the police. So, Miss Evans, you were in my class. No, you were in my unarmed class. You weren't in my concealed carry class. But I'm sure you might relate to what I said before. Heater says, you have to defend yourself, life and liberty today. Okay. Hey, Kenya, what's going on? William says, any witnesses to verify incident? James, seems pretty clear, self-defense of life and property. Kenya says, in the heat of the moment, my life comes first. Carlos says that's self-defense. Okay. What do you have to say, Alex? And then I'm going to drop it to Richard, and then I'm going to have my comments. Alex, what do you have to say?
Well, I think she should have had I wonder, my question is, how much training did she have?
I don't know. Some people assume that she might have been my student because I trained so many people, and she might have been. I don't know. But if she was my student, ... Richard went off the stage. I guess he said this was the wrong room. Okay, so it's just us. All right, here we go. My thoughts on this. She should have got her ass out of the car and not sat in the car. Come on, man. How many times do you hear about people in Chicago sitting in cars and getting permanently deleted? At 2 a.m. in the morning, the early morning.
Right. Ain't nothing good going on out there at 2 in the morning, bro.
I'm just saying. And here you are in the early morning, sitting in the car. Look, there used to be a time where people would be carjacking for specialty cars. Now they're carjacking just for the fun of it, which means this little car over here, that's a ragtag beater, but it is a point A to B-er, right? They will still carjack you and take your car. Why? To do a hit, to put in some work. they will do that.
And they treat it like it's a sport these days.
And yes. So what they will do is they will ride up. And when they see you in the car, they will cut you off. So you decided in the heat of the moment to have more confidence in your gun over a material thing. If they wanted you dead, they would have shot you as soon as they got close to you.
Right. They would have shot first.
They would have shot first. But they did not. You thought that your gun was more powerful than the four of them. Now, did you get one and delete him? Well, he's close to deletion. Yes. But what happened? When you ran away, they shot you. Now you're in the hospital.
Yeah. Transitional spaces are bad things, man, especially at 2 in the morning.
Yep.
And if you took my class, I told you that. Anyone who takes my class knows this same scenario, I say this: give up the car, play possum, do not fight. You are outnumbered.
And outgunned.
Yes, you are outnumbered and outgunned. There is a high likelihood that they will not shoot you. They only want the car. They may ask for your phone or take it, but they're not going for anything else. It's the car they want. And this is what happens when people put life in material possessions.
What's more important?
Yes.
You breathing or you driving?
Yes.
I can get another car.
Dude, when people put life in material, and see, that's what happens. I hate to say it, but when we got to work so hard to get the little that we have, the little that we have is irreplaceable to us, and it means more, so you're willing to die to defend it.
Oh, no. No. I'd rather give it up.
I'd rather give it up.
The thought process, man.
And it's like people are celebrating woman shoots attempted carjacker in head. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm like, nah, give me the rest of the story before she was shot. I said, that's not a win.
Right, she got shot.
That is not a win. That is an L. Now, Vinny asked a wonderful question. What if it was a potential kidnapping? Do you think you was going to be able to outdo off? Well, we ain't talking about you, Vinny. I know Vinny personally, so we ain't talking about him. But remember, Vinny, you've been in the room multiple times when I've given lectures. What do I sit here and say? Analyze yourself. Please don't think that just because you got that blick, that all of a sudden you Demetrius Wick. Please don't think you got that gun that you're prepared to have all the fun. Stay in your lane. Your lane is you're a paper target shooter. That's your lane. You don't go paintballing. You don't play airsoft, which maybe those two might be the closest thing. You don't play force on force. You don't play those things. You ain't never been through that kind of training. You ain't never been to, shouts out to Brian Smith and his carjacking seminar with Metropolitan Police Training Institute. Right? You haven't been through a carjacking class where you've been emotionally and physically stimulated to know how to operate under stress? You ain't been in nobody's combat, I'm gonna give you on the floor. You ain't been in nobody's combat, nobody's basic training. No, you ain't even been to the Salvation Army. You ain't
that adrenaline dump though, Mike. That adrenaline dump. Hey, if you don't know how to handle that, you're a wreck.
Oh yeah.
Just give it up.
Yeah. Kenny Ray said how to draw while seated. And I'm just saying, here we go. Just because you pulled your gun and shot, yeah, we could say it's skill, but those of us who know, that ain't nothing but reaching out and touching. That's not skill. That's just consequence. That's happenstance. Some would call it luck. You'll read the headlines, woman shoots attempted carjacker in the head. Oh, man. Oh, she must have had training. It takes no training to hit somebody you could damn near touch.
Right. Within arm's reach.
Yeah, that takes no training. That's just simply, bam. That's natural. But then when you're running away, oh, you forgot there were 3 more. That's my point. That's my point. So half of this could be considered good. In my opinion, none of it's good because you still got shot. And the only reason why you didn't lose your life is because the bullet didn't hit where it could have. But don't count anything out because Kenny Ray knows. I know. Steven knows. You guys know. People have been shot in areas where they should not have died, and they did. People have been shot in areas where they should have died and did not.
Right.
So we ain't counting it out.
And you can clearly see that the rear end, that quarter panel of that vehicle, somebody was shooting back at her.
Yes. You can clearly see at the quarter panel, there's a bullet.
Right.
Yes, there's a bullet that's going into the rear side left quarter panel in a direction that's facing
towards
her.
the driver. Towards the driver.
Towards the driver.
Clearly. Gunfight.
Yes.
2 in the morning.
2 in the morning.
In a transitional space. What's wrong? And a female.
What?
What is wrong with people?
What were you trying to cater to? Let me cater to you, baby. I'm just saying, what were you doing? Get out that car.
Mm-hmm.
When you live in the hood in Chicago, there are rules to this.
In any hood.
Okay? There are rules to this. One, if your ride if you pull up and the person you trying to pick up isn't ready, you don't spin the block. For those of you who don't understand what spin the block means, this means you don't go around the block for a second attempt. Why? Because back in the day, thug cars used to be a certain type. You know, you got your bubble tops, your Monte Carlos, whatever. Now it's any car. So here you are in the mom family van thinking, oh, they don't think I'm a threat. This is a Dodge Caravan. Whole time they use those to commit hits. So you spin the block. As soon as you spin the block and they see you,
they light you up.
On sight. So if they not ready when you pull up, because that's what happened to a beautician who was going to get her friend who was not ready. She spent the block and they lit that car up. Innocent old lady died because of hood politics. That's how it goes.
Yep.
So with your friend not ready, you got to go on a mission. Michael Monroe said, Cutlass, yes. You got to go on a mission. This is what I mean. You don't spin the block. You go on the expressway, drive a little bit. Tell your friend, hey, I pulled up. You better be ready. I'm coming back in 10 minutes. If you're not ready, outside in the rain, I don't care. Get an umbrella. If you're not ready when I come through, you're not going.
Keep it pushing.
Then come on back on the block, pick them up, keep going. When you get to your destination, stay in your mirrors. Stay in your mirrors. Have a mindset like a predator. Who we about to get? Because predators know how to find other predators. And then as soon as you scan around, gather your things, exfil, get out that car, go in the house. We ain't got time. You got to do it. If you got people on the inside, let them know when you pulling up so they could post and run security. This is what happens when you live in Chicago. Now, to answer your question, Calvin, was she justified? Hell yeah, she was justified. Justified all day. Justified and about to be dead.
4 guns to 1?
Oh, no, she was justified. Oh, she was legally justified.
No doubt.
Just because you're legally justified does not mean that's the smart thing to do. Just because you can shoot doesn't mean you should.
Right.
Let them have that car.
Yes.
If you got Eagle Insurance, they got something for you. Right? You better call Jake from State Farm.
How much was she aware of her background too, as far as her backdrop, what she was firing towards? You know, if she returned fire on the other 3 perps, I mean, I know she probably wasn't thinking about that, but
hey, and if she was my student, she probably took the class maybe 4 years ago. The last time she'd been to the range is right before Jesus' birthday, before COVID. You know what I'm saying? The gun probably got dust in the magazine. You know what I'm saying? It was by sheer luck the rounds fired, and it was a high point. I'm just playing. I don't know if it was a high point. I'm just playing. But
so why does the maker of the gun have anything to do with it? They all work the same.
I'm just playing. I don't know. hey, it could have been a Bursa Thunder 380, or it could have been a Glock, or it could have been everybody's favorite hood gun, a Taurus G2C.
Wow.
I don't know. But 1, it worked. 2, she got shot. I'm not saying she wasn't justified. What I'm saying is cost-benefit analysis.
Yeah.
No, he said it was a Jennings. Oh my God. You guys are something else. You guys are something else. So this is what I'm going to do. For those of you all watching, Taurus, I know. Look at y'all trying to defend the gun makers. Y'all know I'm just playing. Taurus is decent. That's not the point.
Right.
Taurus is all right, though. Taurus is coming up. If that's all you got, something is better than nothing. So we're not going to kick it down. But my God, what's the call? Hey, yep. You see what I'm saying? Look at you, brother Tough Love. Man, the G2C is the bomb. I'm just saying. So what I'm going to teach is the same thing that I would normally teach if you decide to fight back. Because I feel this is a teaching moment. This is a teaching moment. And of course, per usual, I'm going to capitalize on it. Because that's what it's got to be. And then I'm going to open the floor for you guys on the panel and anybody else that want to comment on the situation. Because, oh, perfect. Yes. There it is. Stop sharing. I probably should have said, share this tab instead. Boy, you. All right, we're going to get to it. Oh, Alex, you back. I was about to say you went away.
Something happened.
No, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Here we go. Bam. Got it. Wait. All right. That's what we're about to talk about. Slideshow. Current slide. All right, here we go. Y'all should be able to see this. Let me make sure y'all can. Bam, here we go. Things to consider before fighting back. See if I can drop the link one more time. See if anybody else want to come on up. Things to consider before fighting back. Are you in the right slot to act? What does this mean? Okay. 1, know yourself. Does this make sense, guys? I mean, there's a difference between there's a difference between a concealed carrier who's a target shooter and person who's a concealed carrier who has an idea of how to do things that make people flatline.
Yeah.
Right? Know your abilities, your disabilities, your limitations. If you've never run for your life before, and even then you can't outrun a bullet. If you just shot Buddy and he leaking, you know they want to get at you. You know this. Go ahead. What you say?
Mike,
I got you. All right, here we go.
What up, Mike?
Hey, what's going on, man? All right, here we go. Let's continue. Next, suspect. Is it single persons versus multiple persons? And what is their slot? When we finish this analysis, it'll make sense. Now, some of y'all will say, well, how do you have time to recognize those things? If you train on this every day, it's as quick as a second. Here we go. The law. What justifies what you are about to do and what criminalizes what they're about to do? Say less. Carjacking is a crime. Less than a second. Location. Cover versus concealment. Cover stops bullets. Concealment does not. Right. There is very little in your car that is cover except the engine block and the wheel wells. And you have to know how to maneuver around your car to use those to your advantage. If you haven't practiced that, you don't know what you're doing. Okay? Fire drills, corners, blind spots, open areas, paths of least resistance, easy escape. Have you even practiced? The answer is probably no.
Hell no.
No. The question is, should I shoot or should I just give this car up? And the answer is, I'm just saying.
Bye.
I don't win back. Right?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yep.
Obstacles. What obstacles are in your area? Chairs, people, paths of least resistance. You are sitting in a box when you're in a car.
Right.
You're sitting in a box. You're sitting in a box. That is a death trap. If they blocked you off, the only thing you have time to do is get out the car. Here we go. Tools. You see the rest of them, but tools. Do you even have violence as a mindset? I invite you to read this book, When Violence is the Answer. When Violence is the Answer by Tim Larkin. I'll drop the link. When Violence is the Answer by Tim Larkin. Matter of fact, I'm talking about it. I'm going to go grab that link right now because it is important. Here we go. Amazing. It's not what it is. It's Amazon. Don't laugh at me. Here we go. When Violence is the Answer. It's in a book. It's in an audio book. It's an outstanding book. Outstanding book. Grab this link. If you look, I'm telling you, I just dropped the link. When Violence is the Answer. Check the book out. Your mindset, if your mindset not geared to what you're trying to do, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. If your mindset is not geared towards what you are trying to do, it is not going to happen. What type of firearms do you have? Knives, anything edged, blunt, enough to create or buy time? Did you have some coffee in your car where you could throw it? Some water, something to give you time. Not saying you should have did it, just things to consider. Tactics. How will you act? How will you run? How will you fight? How will you offend or defend with or without the tools? You can sit here and have Michael Jordan's shoes, his clothes, his basketball that he signed, but if you don't have the tactics, you will get beat with his stuff on by Michael Jordan. I'm just saying. You got the best gun. You got a Terran tactical. You know what I'm saying? You got a staccato. You ready. But you shoot like, I don't know. You see what I'm saying? Oh, Kenny Ray shouts out, my brother. Do you even have a round chamber?
Right.
Bro. Or do you got to do one of these? Click shit. Do you have time to do that? No. And then time. Perhaps the most important thing. Everything could be in place. But if it's not the time, not the place, if you don't have the right, if it's not the right time for you to do it, nothing even matters.
Yeah, you got to be able to choose your opening.
Yeah, it's got to be that sweet spot. That sweet spot. And if you don't have that sweet spot, get a car. First of all, why are you fighting for the car credit center card? Why are you fighting for the 7600 Southwestern car where you can literally give them up and go get another one? You're not fighting for a Maserati. You're not fighting for a Rolls Royce. You're fighting for a 1998 Toyota Corolla.
Toyota Corolla.
You know what I'm saying? You fighting for your Datsun. You fight. What are you fighting for? Now some of y'all like, there you go, Kitty Ray. But that's all they could afford. So let me tell you this. Which one costs more? A funeral at Gatlin's or your car? I'm just saying.
Keep it real.
Which one costs more? Do you want to go to AR League or TL League dealership?
Well, plus, once you get shot, if you come back, you're never the same.
Yeah.
You have aches and pains. Just don't deal with it. Give them the car.
Give them the car. Like, which one costs more? You know what I'm saying? Look, they're going to give you a 2-for-1 special at AR League. The same 2-for-1 special you're going to get at the car dealership. I'm just saying.
Yep.
And it's almost tax season.
Right around the corner.
You're right around the corner from a new car.
Right around.
You know what I'm saying? You could do only trans.com. So we talking about transmissions. You do onlytrans.com.
Let the insurance deal with it.
Hey. You see what I'm saying? Come on, man. You get what I'm saying?
Got to be smart.
That's all I'm saying. And I'm glad you all are being cool in the comments. I was waiting for somebody to come. Oh, come on, Mike. Why are you sitting here attacking this sister for doing what she shut that shit up? Because you're not going to help her and her family when she flatlines. You're not going to do that. You see what I'm saying? Everybody gangster till it's time to bang out. Got that date.
Nah, you got to be ready to go.
You know what I'm saying? What? I'm just saying, let them have that car. When I saw that car, what's up, Dale? When I saw that car in the new, I'm like,
Lord have mercy.
you fighting for that?
You fighting for
Yeah, I would have threw in $10 for some gas, man.
Yeah, I'm like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I had a Saturn SL2. I know crappy cars. Hey, right? That's what you fighting for? Boy, you better get him that Eagle low rate. I got something for you. Better yet, that old car is worth money. Call Victory Auto Records at 860-2000 for a quote. Starters, transmissions, batteries for all types of cars. Victory Auto Records at 860-2000 for.
Nice, man.
Chicagoans, y'all know what that commercial is. I swear to God, I'm gonna find that damn commercial on YouTube. Y'all ain't shit. What y'all gotta say? Y'all about to find a goddamn commercial. Yeah, CC. Ooh, look at those low rates. Oh my God. Yeah.
So Mike, would you say that this woman should have or would have been better off exiting the vehicle, and then why not, as they went to get into the vehicle, I mean, they taking it anyway, right? Fill them full of lead while they in the vehicle.
Still ain't worth it. Just walk away. I wouldn't even say run away, because you think about it, right? When you run away, you're excited. Think about running away and a dog. When you run away from a dog, you're exciting their prey drive.
Oh yeah, you're definitely kicking prey drive up.
Right. So I'm not going to run away. I'm going to walk away. They want the car. Let them get the car. I'm not reaching for a gun. See, some people don't understand the dynamics of instinctual shooting and intentional shooting. Zay, you ain't shit. Imagine fighting over a Dodge Neon.
Boy, you sick. Dodge Neon.
I used to have a Dodge Neon too. Here we go. Instinctual shootings and intentional shootings. Intentional shootings is, I meant to shoot you. It was part of the plan. We had to eliminate you as a witness. Intentional shootings. Instinctual shootings, it's the same thing like a flinch response. How many of y'all know what a flinch response is?
A conditioned response.
It's a conditioned response. You pull for a gun, our body says, protect us. Pop.
Pop.
Why did you shoot? Hey, I shot because she was going for a gun. Still not legal, but instinctual. I'm not gonna. You see what I'm saying? I'm not gonna trigger their instincts. And it's like,
well, they have to drop anyway.
Yeah. My thing is this: people who come up with these hypotheticals never studied homicides, never studied what actually happens in real shoot. Well, what if they would have shot her in the back? They did. You know why they shot her in the back? Because she shot one of the homies. So they needed to. That wasn't instinctual. That was revenge. All they wanted was the car. Besides, that old car is worth money. Call Victory Auto Records at...
Right. But you also hear so much about, I was just reaching for my wallet.
You said what?
There's so often you hear about somebody just reaching for their wallet and they get shot.
Yeah. Yes. Reaching for your wallet around where people could assume that you were reaching for a gun. If they got the drop on you, hey. I'm just saying. You
Absolutely.
need. Yeah.
Hey, Mike.
Go ahead.
That's a good question, man. Suppose if somebody does have the drop on you when you're actually and you train like majority, I hope everybody else does too. And would you just not reach for your gun at that point? Would you just let it go?
But let me tell you something. Let's just say it's somebody like or better than me, and I ain't claiming to be Demetrius Wick. I'm probably Grady Steele, my fat self, right? I can talk about myself, right? Here we go. If you got the drop on me, guess what you got? The drop on me. You got the drop on me. Island girl, you cool. It's all good. But if you got the drop on me, you got the drop on me. It's yours. My thing is this. Everybody want to carry a blick, gun, pew pew, but you not ready and comfortable with death. You see what I'm
That's
saying?
a huge problem.
I'll give you case in point. The man who got killed at River Oaks Mall. You can't work in that kind of environment and think you not gonna get targeted. You can't work in that kind of environment and think that if they coming for you, they not gonna kill you. They gotta kill you. You're part of the plan unless you're a smart pawn. He was not that. Everybody that I know who called me on my phone saying, Mike, I go to that River Oaks all the time. Buddy be on his phone. He don't pay attention. He be at that front door all the time. Now, Kenny Ray, you said he never had a chance. He was targeted first. Yes, he was part of the plan. They had to kill him to get what they were trying to get. Now, I will tell you this. If he had been a smart pawn, he would have developed the plan. In that plan, let me grab my coat because it's a part of what I was going to say. Nope. In that, here we go. Let's just say you wearing a security jacket. Y'all know we wear jackets and stuff like that, or you got shirts and you got patches on, right? And it's got security. I'm stupid. It's got security on it, right? One, I'm not standing at that front door. I'm visiting the front door. I don't care. And I've worked at banks before. I've worked at stores off duty as a police officer. I've worked at Walmart before. So I know what I'm talking about. Boy, off-duty police, we good for getting side gigs. Miss me on that. And what I used to do, I used to have patches that you could rip off. See? Rip off and put back on. I'll easily be at a store, and I've had security companies that will tell me, Mike, we need you to stand at the front door. That's what the customer wants. And guess what I'm telling the boss? Okay. Guess what I'm doing when I'm boots on the ground? The fuck I want to. You don't run shit. I'm boots on the ground. I'm the one got to make the decision. I ain't never been afraid to be fired to stay alive. Kenny Ray know me from back in the day. Boy, I ain't never been afraid to be insubordinate to save my life. Boy, I don't care about your orders. I got it. This is my life. I ain't never cared. Kenny, come on, man. Come through. You know I ain't never cared. Boy, me and Chief used to stay into it. Fuck. And I sit here and this is what I would have done had I been in his position. I would have sat there and been like, okay, I'm going to stay at the front door, but I'm not. I'll visit the front door. And what I'll do is I'll have the patches on it say security, top flight, right? Here we go. I'm paid to observe and report. One, I know my gun ain't gonna do nothing. Why? Because anybody who knows that this is a jewelry store, they assume that a security officer is there, they assume he's armed, and they assume he's at the front door. So what I'm doing is, on my jacket, as soon as I'm gonna go ahead and do a premise check. I'm taking these patches off, and I'm putting them in my pocket. And I'm walking across the way, and I'm sitting watching at the store. I'm not in the store, but I'm watching the store, and I'm watching the exterior. Why? I want to see it coming.
Right.
Well, we don't need you to be off the property. We need you to stay on the property because we need someone to be at the front door, because when they come, we want your gun to be a deterrent. Buddy, if you think that my gun is a deterrent, what's your plan to get out of here? Because if they really want what you got in here, they about to burn you too. And if you
Hands to the ground.
I got the video. If you watch the video, you'll see the guy behind the counter. Boy, he went and ran to the safe while the security officer died for property that wasn't even his. Why not die for your shit? I'm having conversations with you. So what's going on, Khalil? Y'all know I ain't lying. What's going on, Khalil? So if they don't hit this place, what you gonna do? And here's what I hope Khalil do say. Buddy, you are thinking. I like that. Let me show you something. Underneath here, I got a Draco. And if it is going to happen, I've got not one, but two. I thought about you. And we have it under here. I know the boss told you to stay at the front door, but you don't have to stay at the front door. I understand you are a smart man. I would not expect for you to die for any of this shit. I am not going to die. We are together in this, my man, Khalil. Motherfucking man, Khalil. So let me tell you, it is already loaded. It is very easy to use. You just pull back on this, and we are letting this bitch ride. I do not care. Fuck them all. We are going to let this bitch ride. And you and I are going to get out of this motherfucker because family matters. And I want you to protect yourself. None of this shit is worth dying for. And this is our plan. Not just yours. This is our plan. Are you okay with this? There it is. If Khalil don't have a motherfucking plan, you better have a plan.
Oh, man.
Does that make sense?
All day.
I'm not about to sit here and die for this shit. Because you sit here and be like, boy, ain't nobody about to come over here and take none of this shit. Boy, this cheap ass shit. You don't know what people think is rich to them. What you may think is nothing, other people is like, boy, silver and gold, silver and gold. I'd rather have, you know what I'm saying? They'll be sitting here thinking this is whole time is cubic zirconia and all other kind of cheap shit. They be mad when they take it, get back to the place thinking they hit a lick and be mad because it don't be worth nothing. But you can't tell them that. They think it's forever and they will kill for it. And that's why I tell these security officers, I just had a class and I'm going to land with this and let y'all speak. But I just had a security class. I said, look, when I teach you as a security officer, I don't teach you for the company. I teach you for you. You paid me to come get this training, not them. You paid me. And I'm teaching you how to be a smarter you. Fuck those guys. The company is going to always ensure and take care of themselves.
Right.
100%.
You number one.
Do that.
That's it. And here you are talking about, I'm a loyal servant of such and such. Boy, they gonna sit there.
No, you're a slave that gets paid. You're a slave that gets paid.
Yeah, my condolences. Can you send us another officer tomorrow, please?
Yeah, what they gonna do for your family?
Ain't gonna do shit. It's gonna be a bunch of. See, police gonna have. It's gonna be a 10-1. It's gonna be a bunch of blue and red lights from all over the country. You gonna be on the officer down memorial page and stuff. You only gonna be as a security officer on the crossing guard memorial page.
Day, you better not take this job so serious.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bunch of. It's gonna be a bunch of orange and green lights. You're gonna have all the school patrol crossing guards at the intersections blocking traffic for your funeral. It's gonna be all orange lights. And instead of the American flag, it's gonna be the Salvation Army flag. You're not gonna have no benefits. There's nothing beneficial to dying as a security officer. There's nothing. All the bell ringers ain't coming out for you. It's nothing. You don't get nothing out of it. Ain't gonna be no death benefits. That boy, you think mom and pop security company gonna set up a fund in your honor? No.
Hell no.
You think they're gonna name the next security training class after such and such who lost it? Boy, you will be a distant memory. A distant memory.
Quickly.
The best they're gonna do is give you whatever's in his locker. That's all you get. Whatever was in his locker at work.
Right.
Here he left a can of aha water.
Why you ain't right though?
This is not funny.
Cold-blooded.
I gotta say this because this is real.
No doubt.
Wait, man, don't go anywhere.
Oh man.
Yeah, they overstimulate that observe and report.
Right. He left the remote. I don't know what this goes to, but I would imagine this is important. That's all you're gonna get. And he left the unsealed bottle of Powerade. I don't know if it's still good, but I cannot keep. That's all you're gonna get is whatever's in the locker. You know. You know.
And you're lucky if you get that.
Yeah, they might throw that away. You're right. They might throw that away. That's it. You're not gonna get anything. And it's not the getting of that. That's not what's important. His life matters, but I'm just saying, these are things to consider.
Definitely.
Things to consider before you consider fighting back, before you consider taking a job like that. Come on.
Well, I work in a job like that. Almost.
Yeah.
Like.
You got.
I mean, I just had a coworker pass away the other day, and it was literally 2 days ago, and they already had the job posting up for that person. I'm like, can you not wait a minute for this person to get even cold in the fucking ground?
But the time waits for no one. We have already replaced. We have already replaced the pieces stolen. Those were extra pieces. Those were the take this, we don't value it pieces. Now we've got the real bling out here. We need someone. Richard, do you know of someone who will be gullible enough to, who is looking for a job?
Me. I'll do it.
You are willing to, well, I understand you may not have anything else to live. You know what? You are hired. You are hired. Fuck it, you. A body responding to the call is better than nobody responding to the call. So you can do it.
I got faith in you, my friend.
Now here we go.
Well, that's all it takes.
Now somebody gonna get mad and say,
Nobody reply.
like, Michael, you are being racist. Shut up. Not being racist. I'm just. You know it's true. No, whatever. Here we go. Logic said some guards don't have that luxury though. Site specific. I provide armed security for a religious place of worship, small local company. I don't think I would have the luxury of opting not to draw. All right.
Shit.
Yeah, okay.
Better get off of that X.
You gonna, hey, you gonna fuck around and we fall down, but we get up. Don't you sit there and take, boy. Let me tell you something. If God, this is the one problem I have, and I'm gonna go religious here, so get prepared. Viewer discretion, listener discretion is advised. If God did not save the 9 people at church in Charleston, South Carolina with Dylan Ruth, he ain't gonna save you.
What makes you think he gonna save your ass?
He ain't gonna do it. You know what? I take God like my real daddy. Don't ask me for a sandwich in the refrigerator if there's a sandwich in the refrigerator. Don't ask for me to protect you when it's your job to protect you. Lord, I know some of y'all been watching a lot of religious shows where you done seen it on the show where God's hand stopped the book. That's not real. That's not real. All of a sudden, you holding out your hand and the bullet do this.
Like the Matrix.
Good luck with that.
Real. Stop doing that to God. Stop doing
the Matrix on God.
Y'all better have some Trump-type security up in there. Because if you don't, you're going to die. And they're going to have your funeral in there. And they're going to do an A and B selection and take an offering for the building fund. And they're going to get paid off your body.
Can y'all help us with the building fund? The building fund is due. We've been working on this building fund for 10 years now.
Right. We're going to take a collection in honor of Brother Logic, who ironically did not use logic.
I must have.
I'm just saying. And I get what you're saying. I don't think I have the luxury of opting not to draw. Yes, you do. You do. You absolutely do. I get what you're saying, but boy, if the pastor not carrying, you screwed. if the musician's not carrying, you screwed. If the first lady not carrying, if the mother of the church not carrying, those are all the people that kind of really got something vested. They like right in the line of fire. If they not carrying, you alone.
No. What you need to understand is you saw that brother that got robbed in that New York church?
Yeah.
Gave it up. Let it go.
No, that's a different story. That was a planned robbery.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's probably an inside job, but let it go.
He planned his own shit. Here we go. Logic, I'm going to answer your questions, and I'm glad you're here, as always. You always here. Here we go. Nobody asked me to sign up for this ish. Ain't in it for some nonsensical glory. That's ignorant. Just trying to get to the bag. Been in security for 8 years now. Okay, you got it. You got it. But you ask another question. Wouldn't I be held liable for failing to act? Hell no. You are not under any obligation legally. Observe and report. That's it, bro.
See and say something about it.
You an official snitch.
You official snitch.
You not 12, you 6.
He said you not 12, 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. You can literally tell him you scared and get away with it. That's it. And hold on. If you got to go to the restroom, Pete, it's always better when you smell like you were scared. They're not gonna argue with you when you smell like pee. They're not gonna argue. like pee. They're not gonna argue.
Mike, you go.
I'm just saying. You gotta say, and then just pee and just hold on. Have some ketchup packets with you, so you can six.
Lord have mercy. Dude, that man.
Oh shit!
You gotta have some ketchup packets with you. You gotta have some ketchup packets with you, so that way you look dead. And then when you smell like pee, and then you look dead, they ain't gonna shoot you because you look like you gotta cross your eye, hold out your tongue. You gotta look dead. And then when the police come in and you see some foots, when you see some foots, not feet, foots, when you see some foots, and then you hear some radio chatter, 435, 437. Yeah, we got about 5 dead ones. I'm not dead. 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 Never mind, dispatch 4. And then you let them know. I played dead. That's all I had. You can't be held liable if you you can't be held liable if you was dead. Hold on. You can't be held liable if you was dead. Jesus rose from the grave. Yeah, and it happened at church. I'm just saying. You better be smart. You better be smart. Because on the third day, he rose with all power in his hand.
He did not just do the shimmy.
Lord Jesus.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. My God. You better be.
Hey, Mike, I got a question for you, buddy.
And when the pastor said, "How did you survive?" The same way they rolled back the stone. He said, when 2 or more are gathered together, he is in the midst. 2 wasn't with me, so I had to figure it out. 2 wasn't with me. I'm just, look.
Lord Jesus.
I'm just saying. All right, he said, all right, I'll just hit the panic button, draw, and get to cover till the police come. My body armor expensive, too. Ain't trying to wreck that either. Why are you still trying to, hold on. Why are you still trying to save yourself? You better, hold on. You know how they say stop, drop, and roll? You better drop, pee, and squirt. Drop, pee, squirt.
What's it? Drop, pee, and squirt.
Squirt. You better drop. You try to go to hit some panic button. You better drop, pee, and squirt. Hold on, here we go. And you better be like, Siri, call 911. Call 911. You better let Siri call 911. You better go live while you down there. And just, y'all help me, Lord. You said the whole armor of God is how I keep it up. I'm saying stop, drop, and roll, or drop, pee, and squirt. I'm just saying.
You said drop, pee, and squirt.
Look, hey, and if you got to do number 2, let it loose. Do you think an active shooter?
Oh shit!
And you're right, Alan girl. Siri does talk back and expose you. Hold on. Calling 911. No.
Cancel.
Do you think an active shooter is gonna murk you if you smell like boo, boo, boo? And why do I say that? Because if you've been to homicides like I have, or you dealt with people who have died, one of the things some people do is evacuate their bowels.
Defecate, yep.
I'm just saying. Some of y'all like, why would I do? You better mess up them Victoria's Secret. You can always buy you some more.
Lord,
I'd rather get up smelling like boo-boo, pee, and ketchup. Smell like a bad McDonald's cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Then to sit here and be dead for real. Dale, are you all right in your face? Yeah, Dale got that sanctified face like. Dale look like bag of hair right now. Heavenly Father. I'm serious, man. Look, y'all better find a way. Oh my God.
Hey, Mike, I got a question for you.
Yeah. Instructor Mike, I remember you working for Robbins PD. Thank you. I see you doing well. All right. Thank you. Appreciate that. That was pretty specific. All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mike, I got a question for you.
Sure, go ahead.
Hey, this is my question. Lately, I've been having the chain with the wallet on.
Yeah.
And I have it around my neck, of course, right? And
yeah.
People keep mistaking me as a cop. And, you know, I don't know.
What you mean?
What's your take on that?
I think that's a good thing. Who care what they mistake you as? You know the goal of why you wear it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. Logic
Because I
says,
just don't want to be perceived like, hey, man, you trying to be a cop or something like that. I'm like,
man, do you know how many people wear dog tags and other kinds of chains around their neck? Look, he said, wait, if I'm dead and smell like boo-boo, insult to injury, nah, in that case, I'm going out like Clint Eastwood. Fuck that. All right. You're going to go out like Clint Eastwood, and then you're going to be smelling like boo-boo anyway. So you better.
For real, for real.
Boo-boo now or boo-boo later. I'm just saying, come on now.
So I do have one question.
Sure,
like, what if the situation changed? Like, how would you be able to read it? You know, like, what if it did come out that they couldn't see who the person was? And if she stepped out of the car, they noticed it was a female. They tried to overtake her. And, you know, how would she be able to know, like, hey, now it's a fight or flight situation?
Here's this. You talking about them trying to overtake her like in a kidnapping type situation?
Well, just anything, because, you know, at that point when somebody's doing something like that, to me, it's kind of unpredictable. You don't know how the person is because they're just as scared too.
Sure.
You know, so maybe she felt like she had the upper hand and was like, well, I got the element of surprise. Let me go ahead. You know what I mean? So it's like, how do you read that situation in that fashion, you know? Because maybe either way, she might have not had a way out either way, you know?
So how did it work out for her now when she read it? It didn't work out.
I got you.
And my thing is this. The way you read this is constant training. Does that make sense? Constant training.
No, it does.
Constant mental gymnastics. Constant training, constant mental gymnastics to the point where you're always talking about in your mind the what ifs and what would you do. That's a great question. Calvin Willis said that's a great question. But what would you do? The thing is this. Our bodies and brains, and I know Calvin has heard me say this in class, our bodies and brains are like computers. Whatever you put into it consistently using various levels of training and various levels of stress, the more that you are able to respond with unconscious competence, right? Shouts out to Todd from IDS, right? Defensive strategies. The more that you're able to respond to a level of unconscious competence, the better your automatic responses will be. But if you have not, right, if you have not practiced these things, like Island Girl said, yes, a way of life training. If you have not practiced these things, then you're not going to respond that way. And for you,
and I totally understand that because most people they don't train like that because you know how we came up in the in the military community. You know, you train as you fight, and a lot of people they don't get that mentality. So I get what you're saying with that.
And the thing
just
is,
like sports. You practice, you're gonna play how you practice. So if you slacking on your practice, your game ain't gonna be tight.
You're right.
and I give you this. There is a statement that was made, a quote that was made by Chief Jeff Chudwin, who's a master firearms instructor, attorney, former chief of police, right? The military trains for wars they may never fight. Police, and I will add to that, citizens fight wars every day and rarely train. Matter of fact, and let me back off that statement and take citizens out of it because it's even worse. The military trains for wars they may never fight. The police fight wars every day and rarely train. Citizens fight wars depending upon your lifestyle. There are people out here who carry guns who've never been in any conflict whatsoever, but they train, especially if you're talking about out south in different places, they train like they ready for the conflict. And I'll give you one even better in Chicago. People talk about the youth, the criminals, the gangbangers. Boy, they are ready. You have the garbage, Mike? I'm gonna mute you. You like you have the garbage or something. Okay.
Oh, that's me. I'm sorry.
Okay. The boys out there, you say, I gotta take this out before the wife get home because she's gonna cancel all my lives. You'll never be able to go live again. No, here we go. But the boys out there in the streets, whether they could shoot straight or not, that's another argument.
Right.
But when we talking about running from the ops, when we talking about being situationally aware, when we talking about them, they ready. And the worst thing that a concealed carrier in Illinois can ever think, boy, when I get this license and I get this gun, boy, I'm gonna be able to fight fire with fire. You ain't gonna fight shit with shit. You ain't gonna be able to do it. Because one, you ain't about that life. And I'm not trying to put you down. I'm trying to humble you to reality. You ain't about that life. Your body and your stressors, your receptors, your senses, you're not primed for that. You're not primed for that. So that was foolish for, understand, fight or flight response. I don't want to beat up. You get what I'm saying? I want to beat. But it's foolish to think because you listen to Lil Durk.
Lil Baby.
Because you listen to the baby. Chief Keef, shouts out to these guys. You know, if you're from Chicago, I'm from a town where ain't no lacking that. This ain't what you want. You listening to the music, and it's got you all hyped up and you ready. You know what I'm saying? If you a 90s, you know what I'm saying? Only God can judge me. You know what I'm saying? You ready. When they come thugging and bugging, we fall down. For a saint, it's just a sin. You know what I'm saying? You're not ready. And that's what I'm saying. Stay in your lane. People got a hard time staying in their lane. You know, without that gun, you wouldn't go down that alley. Now you got a gun and you want to be a tour guide on O Block. Go sit your ass down somewhere. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't show up nowhere around the hood without that gun. Now you taking real risk. If you scared, stay scared. That's okay. I love dealing with scared people. Scared people know all the places to stay the fuck away from.
Yeah. I'm scared. I ain't going to New Orleans.
Yeah.
I ain't sitting out there in New Orleans. That's what I'm killing at.
Yeah, scared people to me are the greatest people to train because then they'll be like, look, this gun is just for if I ain't got no other choice, but I'm not going there. So where I got to sit here and worry about me pulling this out because I ain't nothing but a paper target shooter. And I'd be like, that's what I'm talking about. At least you know your place. You know your place. And even people like her better than me. Just because I do it, I'm not going into the valley of the shadow of death. Why would I tempt Satan like that? Why would I do that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why would I go around? I see people talking about what's going on, Instructor Mike. Boy, I'm humble as fuck. What's up, man? It's all good. How you doing? Hey, you matter. I'm always leaving somebody with a good word in their mind so that they know they matter. You know what I'm saying? Lift up yourself. It's all good. I'm not out here like, yeah, what's up? You boy, nah, fuck that. Anybody could get it.
Anybody.
Anybody can get it. You got to stay humble. You'll lose your life just like that with that arrogant ass attitude. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to sit here. If you got me, you got me. Boy, take this car. Fuck that shit.
Hey, Mike, I wanna take my hat off to you, bruh. I like the way you dealt with that sister at that gas station, man.
Y'all saw that video? Oh, my
God. Man, that was fire, bruh.
Yeah, I was like, dang.
Hey,
Yeah.
She
was not having a good day.
No, she wasn't. She ain't mean nothing by it. Hey, I was a whole bunch of ussies and itches and ags. Hold on. Listen, YouTube. I said ussies, itches, and ags. I didn't put the F's and the shit in front of it, so don't be trying to do me. All right. But I was a whole bunch of all of those, but I know I ain't those things. So it ain't nothing to it. You know what I'm saying? I knew it was something worse that she was going through, and we all just need you know what I'm saying? We all just need somebody to talk to. So, all right, y'all. Any final thoughts before we close this out? This has been a great live. Y'all been awesome.
Great live, man. Yeah, man. I just want to thank you, Mike, man, for just kind of being like, you know, a voice to some of us that basically just get into this concealed carry thing. You kind of like a mentor to me, kind of from a distance. I'm over out here in New Orleans since I've been carrying over a year now. About 2 years now, and I've been I stumbled on your TikTok pages and about the wallet around the neck and just kind of information about what to say to cops and all that stuff. And man, ever since then, man, I've been kind of like looking at you, been learning from you, and I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Appreciate that. Dale. You good, Dale?
Oh, I thought you said Gail. I couldn't even.
That's not your name. I said Dale.
Oh man, I was like, Gail. Who's Gail? I don't know. Lord Jesus.
I know your name. Do you go by DJ from time to time?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Especially back in the day. Yeah.
It's all good.
Back in my clubbing days, I don't do that no more.
Oh, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Back when Mint Condition was playing on the, you know what I'm saying? Even this by me, still right by me.
No, I really just like your insight on things because you definitely got a different perspective. I mean, it's good. I know that I probably need more training and doing more things, especially it's hard to especially a lot of people who've been in the military, they think that they already got it all together. And it's different differentiating, the military from civilian life, and I really do think that people need to be able to have that, transition to be able to know, because I'm part of that getting ready to transition, getting out of the military and, having to have a different mindset myself. So, it's going to be hard because I've done it for 17 years. It's going to be hard. So that's all I've known.
Are you retiring?
Well, so I'm getting out medically, but
okay.
Yeah.
17 years.
Yeah, that's all I've known.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. You still young enough to be able to start a whole new career.
Yeah.
You was 18.
No, I got in when I was 21.
Oh, okay. I mean, you
I'm
know, it's,
I'm 37.
hey, I get you. I got you. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're probably a first sergeant right now. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm an E7. I'm an E7, but
In the Army, right?
yeah, the National Guard. Yeah.
Okay, same difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Senior non-commissioned officer. All right. All right. Known as the backbone of the Army.
Just a little bit.
No one is more professional than I. I got you. I got you. Time, you know, part of a time, you know. Don't have me citing the NCO creed.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Lord Jesus. Mm-mm. Don't do that.
Get a whole FM 22-100 up in here. Why do I still remember these things? Hey, you talking about somebody who went to every board you could think of, to where when I went into my promotion board, it wasn't none but a sing the Army song, get out of here. That's all it was. What we gonna ask you that you don't know? Shouts out to Sergeant Major Winston Reed. Thank you for that. Alex, what's going on?
Oh man, been a pleasure sitting here with you fellas. Make sure you train. I try to do my best to stay in the range at least twice a month. You know, indoor and outdoor, AR and handguns. I mean, it's nothing like being in a gunfight until you in a gunfight. And it's serious. And I don't have no military experience, but like I said, I grew up in Compton and Watts. I know what it feel like to hear them rounds go past your head. That shit is real.
So Logic, you better get ready to boo-boo, because you I'm just saying, because this, hey, shoot, is that something? Just keep fighting.
Hey, y'all keep training, stay safe.
Better fight shitty.
Much love to y'all.
All right, y'all, we are out of here. Ken Ross, thank you. Dog. Oh, Mike, did you say anything? Yeah, you did. You did.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Likewise.
Happy Thanksgiving to all of y'all, man. Hey, you know what? I might pull a special show just so people could pop up and say what they're thankful for. And the reason why I think I may do it, I probably am going to do it, is there are a lot of men and women who really have no one to go to talk to feel like family.
Yeah, that's real.
When people were talking about early how social media had ruined people, I'm like, you better shut that shit up. Some people look to social media to inspire them because they live in a place where no one is there. And idle mind could be a fucked up place. So
yeah,
I'm like, shit, okay. Thinking social media ruined. Sometimes social media is all that keeps people from cracking and losing it.
Right.
I was on my TikTok today while I was at work. And luckily I work for myself. But I was on there for 5 hours, 5.5 hours, talking with people who were just getting off their trauma stories. I'm gonna post that on my Dad I Wish I Knew page, my other social media page, Dad I Wish I Knew. And you'll get to hear, there was a video that came out in July of the dad who smacked his son for posting guns on his social media page. There was a lot of people who had a problem with that. I was one of them. And I posted a video and went live. I got 1.9 million followers on TikTok. So, of course, he got the word that I was live talking about him. And he came to the live. I'm going to post that conversation. It was a beautiful conversation where he was willing to talk and talk about the whole thing in terms of what happened. And now he's going to be, I just got certified as a parenting instructor. So not only do I do guns, I do anger management, and now I do parenting. That course was rigorous, but it's supposed to be, because you need to learn about a lot of things. Most of the stuff that I knew. But man, when I tell you from that live, I got like maybe 35 people who I signed up for parenting. That parenting course is a 10-week course where you get to learn about your traumas and stuff like that, as well as tools and things that we need to learn. Man, I'm telling you, it was absolutely amazing. So I hear what the guy was saying, but I ain't got time for negative folks. There's people out here who really need spaces to talk. And that right there is what could keep a person from diving on the deep end. So I know somebody said they'll sign up for that. I'm going to give you the number. 773-644-5000. 773-644-5000. If you are interested in that, text, don't call. I know it say call. Don't call. Don't do that. I mean, you could call, but if you call tonight, I'm not answering. Text the number 1 to 773-644-5000. 773-644-5000. All you got to do is text the number 1 to that. 773-644-5000. Text the number 1. And it's a 10-week course, and it's going to be on Zoom. Now, it is going to be 2 hours, but if y'all know how we rock up in this bad boy, 2 hours ain't nothing. We'll mess around and go 2 hours, and whoever want to drop off, they drop off. It'll be a party up in here. I'll sit there and we be talking about trauma, talking about tools and tips. I ain't on no time limit. People need places and spaces where they could talk. And if we had more of those places and spaces, man, what a world we would be.
Right.
What a world we would be. So 773-644-5000. Text the number 1 to that. I'll send you the information, put you on the list. And I'm looking to start up this. It said, CC, you right. You said, it sounds like this class should be required before you become a parent. Yes. In fact, if you got teenagers, and yes, this class does come with a workbook. And yes, you do get a certificate after it. And you might even get ideas and tips for how you can increase the value of not only yourself, but your kids in terms of getting life skills that will make them valuable for when they have families. We are going to work on a project called the personal resume. Not your professional resume. That ain't got shit to do at home, except for you bringing money to it. You are more than just your wallet. You are more than just your wallet. You are more than just your wallet. And so we want to increase the value of you as a mom, dads too, but for your kids. And watch when you do this stuff. Watch how, when your child graduate from high school, that ain't your time to celebrate for you. That's your child's work. Your time to celebrate is when he does a better job of picking. You're going to fail in certain relationships, but your count's going to be just a little less. Does that make sense when you're picking the right people? You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir, Calvin say that. Time out for they ain't write no book for parenting. Those excuses, those days are over because they got them. They been had them. Just say you don't read. They got them in audiobooks. Just say you don't want to hear shit. They got them. You just don't want to heal because healing hurts. I know. Healing hurts. But we got to do something. Until then, we're going to have more active shootings. A child not embraced by the village will burn it to feel its warmth. What is done to children, they will do to society. So we got to fix it. All right. Here we go. We out. I'll see you all later. Come back. next Wednesday. Matter of fact, we're going to have a show tomorrow. It's going to be a quick show. I ain't going to take up all your time. We're just going to be a what are you thankful for? I don't know what time it's going to be. So just make sure your notifications are on. So when I go live, you can stop in and just pop in and say what you're thankful for. All right. And then get out so you can go enjoy time with your family. I don't want to steal you or anything like that. Island Girl, you said most charismatic and motivating, most important, thankful that you clearly know your stuff. I appreciate that, Island Girl. It's all good. Thank you very much for that. All right, y'all. You said would argue it seems the younger generation also haven't been really taught to simply respect life. Well, if you look at the definition of respect, respect is a feeling. So I don't want the youth to respect anything that makes them feel bad, that makes them feel like they are worthless. How do we expect them to respect life when those in their life haven't respected themselves enough to value the outcomes of our youth? And we expect them to take our trauma and the things that we do to them with a smiley face. It's unrealistic. It's unrealistic. All right, y'all. We out of here. Peace. I gotta do my little theme song going on out.
Going on there, this is Chicago with Season Service Survival. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Friends here. Y'all, because you have to understand that self-defense is a serious business. We do military forces, advanced forces. Make a difference. One of the tactics that would increase or decrease in the two-way community. All right, y'all introduce this. Let's go. Kid, give him 100. Johnny You already know what it is. I saw that, and I've done my share. I'm about to put yours up here too. Look at that. My comment is